No problems with following the court's instructions, I presume? Very good, thank you. Counselor, you may begin.
Thank you,
Or
Your Honor.
continue.
Detective Alverson. I think when we left off, we were talking about the property principal auto sales and the camera related to that location. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when we looked at the area map for principal auto sales in relation to State's Exhibit 41A, the general map that we've been using here, did you confirm for us where that principal auto sales location looked at or what it captured?
Yes.
What direction was that?
Generally to the northwest, just west of North 43rd Street, looking across Hillsborough Avenue towards the crash location of the victim's vehicle and point of reference.
So let's go back to the video here. Can you please let us know where, if at all, you were able to obtain any screenshots or video footage of evidentiary value from this particular video?
So the what you see up by the 2021 is the victim's vehicle crashing into the Tico telephone pole, that which was the point of reference from the diagram.
And were you able to use your frame-by-frame, I think that's letter E, is that right, to forward it to frame-by-frame?
I have a button on mine, sorry.
Okay. You were able to use frame-by-frame with these images as well?
Yes, that's correct.
And from this angle, were you able to capture any stills of evidentiary value towards your investigation?
Just the vehicle passing by that we had ultimately identified as what we were calling vehicle number 2.
And what about vehicle number 3 as the vehicle or after the vehicle was making impact there? At 8:05:08.
Yes.
Your Honor, for the record, just note my continuing objection.
Objection noted, thank you. You may continue.
Now, from this particular footage, was there also, or were you also provided by Detective Wolf another frame?
Yes, I was.
And is that a different angle that we get to see of the incident itself?
Yes, it is.
Before we switch to that frame, still looking at 18A and B, you utilized the same techniques in slowing this video as well?
Yes.
From the frames that you utilized, at least from this angle, were you able to determine whether or not you also would have seen muzzle flash?
From this frame, no.
And the secondary frame, composite 18A and B, is this video the secondary view that you had from Principal Auto?
Yes.
And can you tell us which direction this is pointed and what it's capturing?
Yeah, this one is pointed generally to the northeast. It captures the intersection, the north side of the intersection of Hillsborough Avenue and North 43rd Street.
So if you're looking at the map that we're utilizing, the location of where the camera is still Principal Auto Sales, the same business.
That's correct.
And the crash location, is that depicted on the footage that we observed, at least from Principal Auto?
Yes,
And you also capture a little bit of 43rd.
that's correct.
Are you able to capture at all or relay what's captured as it relates to anything on the south of Hillsborough portion of 43rd?
No.
Would you have been able, or did you capture any images from this view of the first vehicle turning south on 43rd?
No.
Is the location where that video, according to your review of the auto upgrade video, is this 43rd that would have been turned down to the right of this business?
Yes.
Okay. So just looking from a different vantage point from auto upgrade then.
That's correct.
And playing 18B. Were you able to identify any vehicles of note in 18B?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and let it play through, and then we'll go back, if that's okay, Detective. Now, when we watch this video clip as well, tell us where your point of reference used for the diagram or the crash site is located in this particular video, please.
The point of reference is generally right here, just kind of beyond the just tree or bush that you can see in the frame.
And please identify, if you can, the vehicle behind the crash site there.
This one right here?
Behind that one, behind the victim's vehicle, excuse me.
That would be, right, the victim's vehicle, and this would be the vehicle that we had designated as vehicle number 3.
Restarting that for you, I'm just going to go with frame by frame as we were before. At 8:05:06, playing the video. My apologies. I'm going to start at 8:05:05, if I may, Detective. Before the vehicle makes impact at the point of reference, the location where the crash is, are you able to identify vehicle number 2 entering the frame of the footage?
Yes.
So if I've started this over, please for reference, I know it's confusing me in control of this, but if you could please for reference identify for us vehicle number 2 before the victim vehicle makes impact.
This vehicle here?
In the center of the frame at 8:05:05.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you able to see the victim's vehicle entering the frame at the same timestamp?
Yes, that would be the vehicle here. As you can see, as it's breaking the intersection and kind of looks like it's already starting to ride the curb.
Now, taking this frame by frame at 8:05:06. Are you able to determine that vehicle 2 leaves the video frame at 8:05:06?
Yes, it just passed through beyond the view here, beyond the bush.
Is vehicle number 3 at any point at 8:05:06 entering the video frame?
Yes, you can just barely see it up here at the top of the screen.
Are you better able to see vehicle number 3 entering the frame at 8:05:07?
Yes, right here.
Did you take any note at 8:05:07 of vehicle number 3?
Yes, the bright flash right here, it looks like it's coming from the passenger side of the vehicle, which is consistent with the bright flash that can be seen on the auto upgrade video as the vehicle is braking the intersection. It's basically the same point in the video, or same point in the roadway.
Are the video clips that we have from Auto Upgrade, the business on the north side of the road, and this video overlapping in time?
Yes,
Okay, so we see this, what is believed to be the same incident from both angles, but they're overlapping.
that's correct.
Understood. Is this the first muzzle flash that we saw on Auto Upgrade when we reviewed that footage just now?
This would be the second.
And how is it that you're able to determine this was the second muzzle flash?
Based on the vehicle's position in the intersection of 43rd and Hillsborough.
So as it relates to this video, because the vehicle is already at the intersection of 43rd and Hillsborough?
That's correct, and that would be consistent with the second muzzle flash that we can see in the auto upgrade video.
Okay. And if we continue watching vehicle number 3 as identified, has the victim's vehicle made impact with the point of reference at this time?
Not yet.
Still at 8:05:07.
That's correct.
At 8:05:07 as well, was there any note or screenshot taken by you or indication of something of importance of vehicle number 3?
Yes, noted another bright flash consistent with a muzzle flash coming from the passenger side of the vehicle.
Apologies. All right, so beyond 8:05:07, 8:05:08, oh, it's still 8:05:07, excuse me. Are you still able to see the victim's vehicle 8:05:07 in this frame?
Yes, right before it's making impact right here.
And same with vehicle number 3.
Yes.
Are you able to determine from the principal auto video the location and time of impact of the victim's vehicle?
Yes.
And is that still depicted in this video?
Yes. So the pole is right here, and you can actually see, if you look close enough, you can actually see the vehicle beginning to crumble as it's hitting the pole.
Still at 8:05:07, any other depictions of importance from vehicle 3?
Appears to be the vehicle continuing in what appears to be another muzzle flash.
After vehicle number 3 departs the frame provided from Principal Auto, do you see any additional movement from the victim's vehicle at the point of reference?
No.
Do you see any additional flashes other than what were depicted in both of the videos that essentially overlapped each other from north and south?
No.
In addition to the casings that were collected on scene to support your position that these are muzzle flashes, did you locate items of physical evidence across East Hillsborough Avenue, not just at the intersection of 42nd and Hillsborough?
Yes.
So in your line search, you went with the crime scene techs?
Yes.
And as they documented by camera and collection of those items, did you have an opportunity to view them?
Yes.
Did you subsequently attend the impound and search of the victim's vehicle after it was removed from the crash location?
Yes.
I am showing you what has been marked, states 52A 1 through 103. Have you had an opportunity to review the photos that were collected by the crime scene unit during the course of that search of the victim's vehicle?
Yes.
Where did that search occur?
It occurred at the Tampa Police impound lot.
You're not the actual person who took these photographs?
I am not.
Were you present when the photographs were taken?
Yes.
And the items of evidence were collected?
Yes.
State seeks to move State's Exhibit 22A1 through A103 into evidence, Your Honor.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, will be admitted.
On August 23rd of 2021, did you attend a search of the victim's vehicle at impound with crime scene tech Caldera?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked States 22 for all of these exhibits, but 22A2. Do you recognize the vehicle that's depicted here?
I do.
And when the vehicle was brought in, are you scheduling a time to come and do the search? Like, why isn't it done the same night it's taken into impound?
Just based on the logistics, a search warrant still needed to be authored. Obviously needed more information for Detective Hill, who authored that search warrant. So, and daylight, it's obviously easier to search a vehicle in daylight.
Just move that out of the way. So we can transfer this over here. In the collection of evidence for the vehicle itself in States 22A3, were you able to make reference or note of the areas of impact on the exterior of the vehicle?
Yes.
We've seen some photos from the scene already, so I'm not going to go thoroughly through them. Please stop me if you need me to also stop on a photo. But A4, still the same and from the driver's side of that vehicle,
That's correct.
and so on all around the vehicle. Do you all continue to search, look, and document whatever the impacts are?
Yes.
Now, for you, that would have been taking, I guess, notes in some other way, mental notes, or what's the relevance of you being there when that's happening?
Basically, to one, oversee the documentation to make sure that we're getting everything documented that needs to be documented for our investigation as investigators. And yes, taking notes as to what we're observing. And obviously, going through the process on the exterior of the vehicle before we can move to the inside of the vehicle. It's a very methodical process that we use when we're searching.
At the scene itself, did you have approval of a search warrant to enter and photograph and process the vehicle on the night of the 22nd?
Yes.
And ultimately, once the vehicle is impounded on the 23rd, do you execute that warrant?
Yes.
22A7, what are we looking at here?
This is the front driver seat floorboard area of the vehicle.
To your knowledge, are the items of potential evidentiary value collected after this particular search, A8?
Yes.
And can you tell us what we're looking at here in the driver's door?
That is a wallet that's in the door mat pocket.
During the execution of a search warrant, if you find an article of evidence after it's photographed in place, do you stand by while it's opened or evaluate it?
Yes.
A9, is this the interior of the wallet from that driver's door?
Yes, it is.
In A10, were the items from the floorboard of the driver's side collected?
Yes, they were.
And included in those items, was there a cellular phone or cellular device?
Yes.
Were you, maybe not at the time, but were you ultimately able to identify who that cellular device belonged to?
I don't
Would that have been your responsibility?
Yeah, no, we turned, once we realized that the cell phone was there and it was still powered on, we contacted the lead detective. He responded to the scene and we just gave it to him so that way he could start his process in the investigation on that phone.
Understood, thank you. Let's move to the floorboard on the driver's side, A13, still in the same location if we can. Was there any items of ballistic evidence located inside the driver's side on the floorboard? A14 for a zoomed version, I apologize.
Yes, what appeared to be a fragment of jacketing from a fired projectile.
So that would have been from the bullet portion of that projectile?
That's correct.
And do you then, after it's photographed, is it collected and impounded as well, A15?
Yes, it is.
Did you have an opportunity to view the front seat of the vehicle, so the driver's seat, A16?
Yes.
And in A17, was there any item of evidentiary value located in the front driver's seat?
Yes, that's another fragment or piece of jacketing from a fired projectile.
And looking at A19 from the exterior of the vehicle, the yellow markers on the outside of the vehicle, were those placed already when you arrived at impound to search?
Yes, those were placed on the scene.
If additional items on the exterior of the vehicle are located during the search warrant that happens at impound, do you all still document those even if they weren't seen on the original scene location?
Yes.
And looking at A20 and A21 from that same exhibit, was there an additional marking made that was, I'm not sure if that's a V or what that is, but A21 in this photo?
Yes.
Is this the driver's side or passenger side rear tail light?
That'd be the driver's side rear tail light.
And moving to the back seat of the vehicle, did you also collect projectile fragments from the back seat?
Yes.
The back seat on the driver's side or passenger side, if you're able to recall?
I believe that that particular is on the driver's side.
And are you with the crime scene unit that's processing these or collecting these
Yes.
physical projectiles?
Yes.
When you actually open the passenger rear door to the vehicle, are you able to document that as well?
Yes.
And is this as it was depicted with the markers placed once that back door was opened? On the driver's side?
The driver's side, yes.
If we look closely to the left of this photo, are you able to see this marker on A25?
Yes, ma'am.
In A26, are you able to tell us what we're looking at?
Yes, it looks like a projectile strike entering into the vehicle, would be entering the vehicle, so an exit from the door, but which would ultimately be entering into the passenger compartment of the vehicle.
So enters from the outside of the door, exits through this portion, which is the jam.
That's correct.
Understood. And the same strike is here in 27, A27.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've seen that same technique utilized already by crime scene, but you had an opportunity to also view these up close.
Yes.
Now let's start with B1, please. What's that location?
That is going to be the armrest area of the rear driver's side passenger door.
B1 is the defect depicted here.
Yes.
Are we still at the rear passenger door in A32?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recognize C from this? There's a little bit of a glare. C1 on this?
Yes.
Okay. If I show you A33, is that accurately depicting C1?
Yes, it is.
What is it that we're looking at in A34, please?
That is a defect from what appears to be a projectile strike coming from in the window of that same door. That would also be based on the way it's folded in. That would be a potential projectile entering into the passenger compartment of the vehicle from the exterior of the window of that door.
Exhibit number, please.
A34, 22, A34. And D1 is still the window.
That's correct.
A36, E1,
Same door underneath the door handle. Again, another potential impact from a projectile entering into the vehicle.
and for each we have a close-up photo, A37
Yes.
and A38, and looking at F. Do you see what I'm referring to there in the photo?
Yes.
Are you able to tell us what happens when there is potential evidence inside of the vehicle that you may not be able to access immediately, like it's not on the floorboard, for example? What do you do during the search warrant on that vehicle?
We basically tear apart whatever we can inside of the car, whether it be cut open seats, remove molding, to try to find where, if there is a projectile that terminated somewhere inside of that vehicle, try to locate that projectile and find it for a collection for evidence.
Did that occur in this case where the vehicle had to be taken apart at times?
At times, yes.
22, A40. What are we looking at here directionality-wise?
Again, that is a projectile strike in the interior of the door jamb of the rear driver's side passenger door.
And was that consistent with what we saw in the door jamb when the door was open?
Yes.
A42 is H, is that correct?
That's correct.
Moving towards the interior of the vehicle, was there an additional strike on the driver's seat itself?
Yes.
A45, are you able to tell me what's happening in this photograph? Which seat is this?
That is the back of the driver's seat of the vehicle.
The back seat or the driver's side?
It's the back of the driver's seat itself, so the seat back of the driver's seat.
I'm not understanding, you'll have to explain. Can you,
So we're looking, this here
sure.
is the driver's seat
Yes.
of the vehicle.
Yes.
This is the seat back of the driver's seat, so where you would sit back
If I'm looking at A45, I see seats and seatbelts behind it. Is this a photo of the driver's seat headrest, essentially?
Yes.
Okay, you're saying back, but this is the front of the chair, like the driver's back would be laid against this.
Yes.
Okay.
The back of the
Back?
seat. The back of the
Okay,
seat.
gotcha, okay. All right, it's been a long day already, I'm sorry. Okay, so A46, I apologize, I'm thinking the back of the seat, I'm sorry, I apologize. A46, please. Are we moving to the passenger side of the vehicle at this point?
Yes.
And in A47, are you able to tell me again whether this is through this window here?
Yes, it is. It appears to be a projectile strike going through the window.
Why is the color of the window, like why can I not see through the window?
It was tint material applied to the window itself.
Okay, so there's nothing that law enforcement did or that was done on scene to make it so we couldn't see through it?
No.
It was like this when you arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
In A48, same exhibit, in the marker L, was there any defect in the leather material there of the door jamb?
Yes, again, what appears to be a projectile strike.
And A49.
That's a close-up version of that photo.
Your Honor, may I have one moment?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you some a little bit out of order if I can. A52. Is this still the backseat passenger side?
Yes.
And A53, is that on the other side of that seatbelt there? So if you see 52, is that how it was when you observed it?
Yes.
And was there some modification made to be able to see the other side of that seatbelt?
Yes, we moved the seatbelt aside to see the backside of what was there on the seat bolster.
I'd like to have you describe for me what we're seeing in States A50.
That is the rear passenger seat area of the vehicle as looking into the vehicle from the rear passenger door, so inside, looking across the seat.
In A51, was there a defect noted in the rear passenger seat?
Yes.
If we look at marker N at the top of your screen there, just a little bit closer, A56. What was at that location? What is it that we're actually looking at?
It's the seat back at the top, near the, like, what would be like the headrest area of the rear passenger seat.
In A57, were you able to document another projectile located?
Yes.
And A58, please.
Yes. Again, the jacketing fragmentation of projectile in that photo.
Do you recall where A58 was located in the vehicle?
That passenger floorboard.
Maybe this may provide some assistance. A60, passenger rear floorboard, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were there projectiles recovered from the back seat just on the seat itself? So under where that N marker was?
Yes.
A61 and A62, that was also taken into evidence.
Yes, it was.
And what was this? Pacing, projectiles?
That was again a fragment of a projectile, possibly even metal from the car. It's hard to tell.
Okay, understood. And how would it happen if you know? How would we see metal from the car on the inside like this?
Just when the bullet or projectile is passing through the sheet metal of the vehicle, that sheet metal will conform around the projectile and blow out fragmentation even from the metal of the door itself or parts of the car.
But these are collected because at this time, do you know whether it's a projectile from a gun?
No, it's just considered fragmentation, so it's collected as evidence.
Are you able to tell based on just the look of it, the difference?
Sometimes, depending on, but obviously depending on the color or the material that a projectile is actually constructed out of. So it's hard to tell all the time. But sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't.
A64, also the floorboard,
Yes.
and a projectile recovered in A65 from the floorboard.
Yes.
Now, we talked a little bit about taking the vehicle apart. Do you recall that happening in this particular case as it relates to the trunk of the vehicle in A67?
Yes.
Now, first documenting the exterior of the vehicle, if you can tell me about A68.
Another defect, potential projectile strike or exit from the, or entrance.
Labeled P1 here on the exterior.
Yes.
Were you able to document or track that into the interior of the vehicle in A70?
Yes.
This is the inside of the trunk then?
Yeah, right, they're just the, yes, the interior of the trunk, right underneath the trunk lid.
Understood. In looking at the right side of the trunk, if you would please, A71, are you able to see the marker on Q
Yes.
and A72?
Yes.
Another defect in the trunk of the vehicle.
That's correct.
A73, did you examine do you know what this is called? This box?
Speaker box?
Woofer, subwoofer or something like that? Okay, did you examine this?
Yes.
Were you present when it was taken apart, or did you assist in taking it apart to determine whether you could recover any ballistics from the interior of it?
Yes, it was.
And D1, your marker, our A74.
That's the close-up of that defect.
Were you able to determine whether, when you opened the trunk of the vehicle on A75, whether there were defects as well in the trunk latch area?
Yes.
And do you recall seeing the actual defect from that area?
Yes.
In A76, can you describe for us which direction we're looking at, where this came from? If it would help with
Yeah.
A75 together, it's a little bit difficult on this one. Because
Right. Basically, if you turn that photo on the right, like that. That's basically how you're looking at that same defect.
But it's right in this hinge here of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
trunk
That's
on
correct.
the passenger side.
That's correct.
From that same location, after the first one was marked, A77, is there another impact marked to the right of that?
Yes.
And A78, these are a bit turned around, so you'll have to forgive me if I need to flip it, I will.
Go
Opposite way? There's only four
Yeah.
options.
Yep,
We can-
just like that. That would be a close-up of that second defect that you see towards the top of the crease of the trunk. where
Am
the
I
trunk
pointing
plate
to
is.
the right
Yes, ma'am.
location here?
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Now, once you have the opportunity to start taking the vehicle apart, you then also still have to take photographs.
That's correct.
At A79, has that process begun with the rear passenger side of the vehicle?
Yes.
Why even take this section apart? Was there any indication that there could potentially be ballistics evidence in this location?
I believe some of the defects that we saw, trying to basically just find potential termination points of that projectile as it's traveling through the vehicle.
How do you determine where to look?
It depends on the individual defect that we're looking at. Sometimes just based on experience and training, the margins of that defect, we can determine if it's an entrance or an exit, or sometimes even directionality of it, and then it's kind of a best guess from there to see where it goes. Because obviously, when bullets strike things, even though there's a potential trajectory that we could determine, once they start hitting hard or immovable objects, they start tumbling and doing crazy things. So it's kind of a guess trying to line up to try to locate those projectiles.
But you start taking any vehicle apart, but particularly in this case, the back seat out to try.
Yes.
And in A80, were you able, behind the back seat passenger in the rear side, to actually locate a projectile, A80?
Yes.
And is that what's depicted here in A81
Yes, it is.
and A82?
Yes.
Which portion of the bullet is this? We talked about the bullet, having the casing and then the projectile part. Which portion is this?
This is the bullet itself, the projectile.
So we wouldn't see a head stamp on something like this?
No.
We'd see a head stamp on the casing left behind from something like this?
That's correct.
Understood. And you also take apart the trunk of the vehicle in A84.
Yes.
Did you locate additional strike marks in the trunk after doing so? A85,
Yes.
A86,
Yes.
and A87.
Yes.
A89 on the right side again of the trunk.
Yes.
You removed those speakers or subwoofer boxes from the trunk.
That's correct.
A92. And you examined those independently from the vehicle as well.
That's correct.
Did you locate additional items of evidence regarding or on these subwoofers or speakers in A93?
Yes, more fragmentation.
And those were additionally documented once the fragments were pulled from the vehicle in A94.
Yes.
A95, further search of the vehicle. And A96. Can you tell me looking at A95, where A96, this strike would be located?
Sure.
If you need A95?
Yeah, it's right here.
So in the interior of the trunk?
In the interior of the trunk, on what would be the driver's side, against the firewall area there.
A97, looking at that same image, but closer?
Yes.
Okay. And then lastly, this is still after the trunk carpeting has been removed, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so A99, well, let's do 98. Can you see the yellow tag to the right of your view?
Q1,
Here?
I believe?
Yes, Q1.
Yes.
And A99, is this the impact that was documented from Q1?
Yes, it was.
Lastly, the vehicle's license plate, were you able to document anything in relation to that at A101?
Yes, another apparent, or what we believe to be a projectile strike in the, basically in the queue of the registration tag.
And was the item, or was there an item of evidence that was also collected in A101?
Yes.
And what was that, if you recall?
It was another projectile that was found on the floor of the impound bay. That wasn't there when we first started our end around, or all around photographs and everything. And we didn't notice it until after we had been manipulating the trunk. So
After you pulled the carpet out?
pulled the carpeting out and forced the trunk lid open.
A102 from Exhibit 22. And were you also able to photograph that item?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I have 1 moment?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Okay, I'm going to put it on here, or I just want to get the photos out for you. So you're going to leave it down here?
If I need to go back to, let's say, auto upgrade or whatever, I just go back to the first.
Yeah, you want to pull it up? You want that one specific?
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
Detective, I'm going to backtrack a little bit because you've been on your direct examination for a fairly lengthy period of time. You indicated, did you not, that you have training and experience in firing both weapons that fire 9mm caliber ammunition, correct?
Yes.
And also 5.56 ammunition, correct?
Yes, sir.
And 5.56 ammunition is rifle ammunition, correct?
Yes.
Cannot be fired out of a handgun. Modified in some way, potentially, correct?
Well, it depends on what you're considering your handgun. It could be fired from what is, an AR-style pistol.
Correct.
Which would be a combination of a rifle and a handgun.
Correct, and it was poorly phrased, but in standard, everyday usage of firearms, 5.56 rounds are fired from rifles, and an example of one of those rifles that it would be fired out of would be an AR-15, correct?
That's correct, sir.
And an AR-15 is a powerful weapon, is it not?
It's powerful. It is, yes. It's a rifle.
Is it more powerful than a 9mm handgun?
Yes, sir.
And you have seen a number of objects that have been impacted by firearms, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you distinguish a strike or an entry and determine what caliber firearm, let's say in this particular case, a 9mm or a 5.56 round made that impact or made that strike?
Sometimes it really depends. There's so many different factors. The angle of the shot. Definitively, no. I don't think anyone can say definitively that that's definitely a rifle impact and that's definitely a pistol impact. Rifle impacts have characteristics that are similar to say, yep, that's a rifle impact, but then depending on the angle of the fire, depending on if it hit something else first and tumbled, it could create all kinds of different types of
Dynamics.
impacts that you're going to see. So to say 100%, yes, that is a rifle impact, or 100% that is a pistol impact is kind of a hard thing to do because there's so many factors involved in that.
Would you be able to do so if the impact was a direct impact as opposed to an angled impact?
The only way that I would be comfortable doing that is if I was firing the weapon myself,
And why would that make a difference if you were firing it yourself?
because then I could 100% say that I definitely fired that from an AR-15 because I'm the one who shot that AR-15.
Okay. Does the entry of any projectile look different depending on the object that is being impacted?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Say, for example, metal versus wood versus glass versus cushion.
Yes, whatever the projectile is being fired into, whatever medium it's being fired into is going to have different characteristics as compared to it being fired into a different medium.
Would a shot or would an impact that is created from an angle have a completely circular entry from a visual standpoint? Or would you expect it to see it jagged or elongated?
Yes, you're not going to, it's not going to be, it wouldn't be as neat as it going in directly head on with like, more defined margins. But again, it depends on the angle of the shot. If the shot is at a very steep angle as opposed to a shallow angle, but you're going to see based on the angle that the round is impacting, whatever medium that it's impacting, you're going to see differences in the characteristics of the impact or strike itself.
Certainly, it's more likely that if something is impacted directly head-on, or let's say parallel to each other, it's going to be a more circular entry than it would be at an angle, whereby you might get much more of a jagged look, correct?
Depending
Fair
on
to say?
depending on the medium that it's being shot into, yes, sir.
Okay. How about if that medium was glass?
I mean, it could just completely shatter out the glass and you wouldn't see anything. It would just be an empty hole.
Sure, but if in fact it didn't shatter glass, would you still expect it to be something that appears to be round if it was shot directly parallel or directly into it?
I would expect if there's a hole in the glass that's consistent with a bullet strike, I would expect that to be round no matter what angle it's in because it's glass and glass blows out and shatters. It's not like it's either going to shatter completely or it's depending on if there's if it's safety glass or whatever like a vehicle would have. You're going to see a hole. You might see a different shaped hole, but it's going to be a roundish hole.
Either
whether
way.
it's either elongated. If the round's tumbling in keyholes, it could be look like a finger mark for going through the window. There's so many different variables. It's really hard to tell. What we can usually say is that is definitely from our experience and training an impact from a projectile or fired projectile in that glass.
Sure. And just to finish this line of questioning, let's say if you are the object and I'm shooting and a projectile strikes a window from here, is it going to look different than if I were to fire that projectile from here?
I wouldn't want to say yes or no either way, sir. Sorry. It's again, there's so many different dynamics, and especially when you're firing into a medium like glass, it's hard to tell. But usually we try to, especially with glass, try to refrain with trying to figure out trajectories and stuff. It's a projectile strike in the glass.
Let me draw your attention back to State's Exhibit 8. Not going to attempt to use it unless I have to, which of course I will if it's necessary for you. That would be the video that you reviewed and provided testimony on your direct examination from Auto Upgrade. Recollection, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And it's a fact, isn't it, Detective, that at the time that the dark vehicle, or what we would call vehicle number 1, turns left onto 43rd from Hillsborough, you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That occurs at what the timestamp on the video would have been 6:02:48.
I believe so, yes, sir. I'll take your word for it.
And as it related to Audio Upgrade being 3 hours and 2 minutes, that would actually be 9:04:48, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, as you look at the Auto Upgrade video, vehicle number 2 has not yet caught up with the victim vehicle, correct? When that turn is made.
No.
And vehicle number 2, as it specifically relates to the audio or the Auto Upgrade video, could have fired upon the victim's vehicle before it came into the frame on Audio Upgrade, correct?
Any one of those vehicles could have fired at the victim vehicle for the giant crime scene. There was shell casings strewn across the entire length of the crime scene, so yes.
So you don't know if or when vehicle 2 would have discharged at the victim's vehicle based on Audio Upgrade?
Based on the video that I observed from Audio Upgrade, no, I would not, sir.
And again, I can bring it up if you need it. I'm just using your memory if you could. When we talked about 6:02:48, which is really 9:04:48. That would be vehicle number 1 making the left-hand turn onto 43rd. The muzzle flashes that you see from vehicle number 3, the timestamp on that was 6:05:03, correct?
I'm just going to object to speculation as to the timestamp issue, and I would just object and ask that the witness be permitted to view those things.
We're going to be approaching 6:05 or the end of 6:04. And those were in fact the muzzle flashes that you indicated on your direct examination, correct?
Yes.
And those muzzle flashes, if they were to be occurring at 6:05:03 on the camera with the differentiation of time, it would be 9:05:03, correct?
Roughly. You're missing the seconds too. There's
Correct.
a
Couple
seconds
seconds.
difference. So it's 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 4 seconds slow, the auto upgrade video.
Okay, because it just shows, I believe, that it's 3 hours and 2 minutes.
In 4 seconds, yes, sir.
And so, backward, just to recount, we said 9:04:48 when the vehicle number 1 makes the turn, correct?
Yes.
And then 9:05:03 when you see muzzle flashes on vehicle number 3. Based on what you just viewed in the principal auto video.
Roughly, yes.
And when you say roughly,
I would have to see the video and see to give you the exact time, but 9:05 and change. Again, the seconds are, you're talking 4 seconds. 4 seconds can be a big difference, especially when you're talking about a fraction of a second for a muzzle flash, sir.
and so when we're talking about principal, it's only 1 hour difference as opposed to auto upgrade.
Which is-
So what you're
yes.
seeing here in principal, right? If it's
Auto upgrade, but yes.
Yeah. Stand by.
If it's 6:05:03, excuse me, 8:05:03, it's 9:05:03, because there's a 1 hour difference in principal as opposed to a 3 hour, 2 minute, and 4 seconds as it relates to auto upgrade.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Detective. Nothing further.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, I'm going to direct your attention to vehicle number 3. And I believe you said that you saw, correct me if I misstate, a muzzle flash from the passenger side, correct?
It appears to be a muzzle flash on the passenger side.
Okay. What it appeared to be a muzzle flash, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're not able to say with certainty that it was, in fact, a muzzle flash.
No, based on the evidence at the scene, based on other video artifacts of the light reflecting from streetlights, based on my training and experience, all of those factors, and plus the other video angle, I'm able to say that those are consistent with muzzle flashes. Obviously, for me to
Consistent.
say definitively the muzzle flash, I would need to see someone hanging out the window shooting a gun, and that was, yeah, definitively that's a muzzle flash.
Okay, so
But based on evidence and the totality of
Consistent.
everything, consistent with a muzzle flash.
consistent with a muzzle flash.
Yes, sir.
And would it be correct that you're not able to observe the occupants, correct?
That's correct.
And certainly, even if you're testifying that it is consistent with a muzzle flash, you're not able to determine if, in fact, it was a muzzle flash, what type of firearm discharged that muzzle flash, correct?
That's correct.
Now, was the car, vehicle number 3, was it moving continuously?
In the video.
In the videos?
footage, yes, sir.
Okay. And certainly, if you're not able to determine the occupants, other than the fact that the driver was driving the vehicle, were you able to determine any other actions or movements by the driver?
No.
Any kind of pause, or was there a continuous rate of speed?
It appeared to be a pretty continuous rate of speed, sir.
Okay. Were you able to determine the rate of speed?
No.
And in the course of the investigation, was there any ability to determine if any of the projectiles or shell casings that were recovered are related directly to vehicle number 3?
There's no way of telling that, no, sir.
Thank you.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Denson. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, sir.
Detective, have you ever been qualified as an expert in firearms in this court or any other court in the state of Florida?
What do you mean by expert?
Well, that you have the expertise, training, education, et cetera, to be qualified as an expert to render an expert opinion on firearms?
No, sir.
All right. Have you ever been qualified as an expert in this court or any other court of the state of Florida or the United States as a ballistics expert?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, let's go back to August 22nd, 2021. You dispatched to the scene of where this occurred, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming you assisted other detectives in also in directing crime scene to obtain evidence that you wanted.
Yes, sir.
That included all the shell casings, the projectiles, et cetera, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in the course of that, I believe you came upon auto upgrade business that sells cars, I presume.
Yes, sir.
And you were familiar with that because you had been there before, totally unrelated to this incident, and knew that they had surveillance cameras, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming that at some point in time, you did obtain the surveillance cameras or video from auto upgrade.
Yes, sir.
All right, what did you do with those?
They were uploaded onto a thumb drive, and then that thumb drive was later, the contents of that thumb drive, the footage from the video was uploaded to the electronic case file.
All right, and was that for Detective Salela?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you obtain any video from yourself, which I believe you testified to, for land trucking?
I did not know, sir.
All right. But you testified today as to what you believe that video depicted, correct?
Yes.
All right. And when did you first view that video?
The land trucking video?
Yes.
Probably back in 2021 during the initial investigation.
All right. And since that time, have you reviewed it?
Yes.
When was that?
During trial prep?
Okay. In the last few weeks?
Yes, sir.
All right. And now, what about the video from Principal Auto Sales? Did you obtain that video?
The video, I didn't physically pull the video from the DVR. The thumb drive containing the video was given to me by Detective Wolf
All right. And when's the first time you actually viewed that video?
when I uploaded it to the electronic case file.
Say that again?
When I uploaded it to the electronic case file
And when was that?
back in 2021.
All right. And since that time, have you had an opportunity to review that video?
Yes, sir.
And when was that?
During trial prep.
In the last week or so. So
Yes,
that's the first time. Now, if I understood your testimony correctly, you apparently identified 3 suspect vehicles. Is that correct?
During the course of the investigation, 3 suspect vehicles were identified. Yes, sir.
They were identified, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Ms. Bradley?
Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
You never wrote a supplement related to your involvement in this case, is that right?
That's correct.
And the video that we were seeing when Ms. Ismer was going through it with you, when you were looking at the muzzle flashes, you also identified muzzle flashes attributed to vehicle number 2.
No.
Your testimony was not that you saw muzzle flashes related to vehicle 2.
No, ma'am.
Did you look to see if you could tell whether windows were up or down in the vehicles?
You can't tell from the video, ma'am.
Were you attempting at all to identify whether you could see that, whether you could see if windows were up or down, or whether you could see any evidence of potential guns?
I mean, as we were slowing the video down and going frame by frame, we did not see any of that, so,
Okay, so you couldn't tell whether a window in any particular vehicle was up or down.
no, ma'am.
When you did the search of the vehicle itself, the Silver Infiniti that crashed into the pole, were you with other people?
Yes.
Who else was involved in that?
Detective Hill, and then crime scene tech, Kerry Colorado, and crime scene technician Natasha Yancey.
Did you all use rods in any way to try to determine any kind of path of travel through the vehicle?
No.
The attorney's approach for a moment.
Rods to
Nope.
try to see any kind of path of travel?
No, ma'am.
Did you ever go back to the scene during the day to do a second walkthrough?
I did not personally, no.
Okay, nothing further.
Right.
No redirect, Your Honor.
No redirect? Ms. Williams? Counselor, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state and spell your name for the jury?
Natasha Yancey, Yancy,
And how are you employed?
with the Tampa Police Department as a crime scene technician.
And in your role as a crime scene technician with the Tampa Police Department, were you involved in this investigation?
Yes.
And what was your role on the, I believe, 23rd of August of 2021?
I responded to the Tampa Police impound lot to assist with a search warrant.
What was the search warrant for?
It was for a Infiniti
Do you recall the color of the vehicle?
silver.
And the photographs from the execution of the search warrant on that vehicle, were those photos taken by Carolyn Calvaro?
Yes.
Were there law enforcement detectives also present at the execution of that search warrant?
Yes.
And what was your role during the execution of that search warrant?
To collect evidence.
Did you, in fact, collect specifically, as it relates to states 21A and B, 2 particular items of evidence in separate packaging?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize states 21A?
Yes.
And do you recognize states 21B?
Yes.
How is it that you recognize these exhibits?
My initials and my handwriting.
And were these each collected during the execution of the search warrant on the silver Infiniti on the 23rd of August?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state seeks to admit states 21A and B.
Any objections? 21A and B will be admitted without objection.
Now, in addition to the exterior of the envelope, which I just showed you here, if you wish to, you can look over your shoulder just there. Thank you. In addition to that, did you have an opportunity to mark the item inside?
Yes.
And I won't go through that, but how do you know that your markings are on this?
My initials, payroll, and handwriting.
Okay. And what was contained within state's exhibit number 21A?
That's a projectile that we collected from the trunk of the vehicle.
Why is it in this little jar and not in the small envelopes we typically see with ballistics?
That's just to preserve any markings that are on the projectile.
And additionally, in states 21B, do you recall whatever it was that you impounded here?
That should be additional projectiles.
And are you able to document in some way when you are creating the envelopes for these packages, an annotation as to what should be contained therein?
Yeah, I write on there what the projectile is and where I got it from.
Is that what we're looking at on these, the white labels here?
Yes.
What happens if an item is subsequently checked out for testing to the envelopes that you originally annotate or seal?
Typically, they're returned to the envelopes and resealed by someone else.
And your initials would still then appear on the original envelope?
Yes.
Oftentimes, is there additional writing on those envelopes from whoever subsequently then tested it as well?
Yes.
In state's exhibit number 21B, do you recall the item of evidence that was impounded and subsequently marked by you?
Yes.
And what were those items?
Additional projectile from under the rear passenger seat of the silver Infiniti.
Okay. And was there anything else inside of specifically 21B?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And are the markings of what was contained therein also included on the exterior of the envelope inside of your primary envelope?
Yes.
At this time, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thomas?
Questions, Your Honor?
No question.
Nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
No questions, Your Honor.
May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next stage, you may call your next witness. Counselor, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Maceo. If you could please tell the jury your name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Albus Maceo, M-A-C-E-O.
And Mr. Maceo, do you currently reside here in Tampa?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Maceo, are you familiar with an individual by the name of Quandarious Hammond?
Yes.
Have you had contact with Mr. Hammond from time to time in your life?
Yes.
All right. Approximately more than a dozen times?
Yes.
Have you spoken with Mr. Hammond and seen his face before?
Yes.
And prior to the 2021 of August 22nd of 2021, you had contact with him before?
Yes.
Now, were you at some point provided a video from a Chevron in order to potentially make an identification?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to approach the judge, if I may.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibits 51A through 813, and ask if you can take a look at those photos. You recognize those photos?
Yes.
Are these photos, are these still shots taken from the Chevron video that you were shown back in 2021?
Yes.
All right. And do these still shots fairly and accurately depict what you were shown on that day?
Yes.
All right, Judge, at this time, I would move to have State's Exhibit 51A10, A11, A12, and A13 admitted into evidence.
Any objections? Please say the numbers again for the court.
51A10, 51A11, 51A12, and 51A13. Okay, Mr. Maceo,
Well, first of all, any objections? All right, they'll be admitted.
all right. Mr. Maceo, this individual, you can look behind you. Did you recognize him?
Yes.
And who is he?
Quandarious Hammond.
All right. And in 51A11, again, did you recognize him?
Yes.
And who is he?
That's Quandarious Hammond.
And A12? Is that the same individual?
Yes.
And then A13, again, is that the person you knew as Quandarious Hammond?
Yes.
And do you see the person in the courtroom here today who you know as Quandarious Hammond?
Yes.
Can you point him out and identify him for the record?
He's sitting on the second table as far as back with the blue suit coat and a red tie.
Record reflect Mr. Maceo has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect the identification.
May I have one moment, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Nothing further, Judge.
You cross?
No question. Nothing from Mr. Denson.
No question.
May this witness be released?
Yes.
You're free to go, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
State, you may call your next witness.
State would call Detective Salea.
That's your name. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
After you. Whenever you're ready, counsel.
Good afternoon, Detective. If you could please tell the jury your name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Sure. My name is Chris. Last name is Celaya, C-E-L-A-Y-A.
And Detective, how are you employed?
I'm currently a detective with the Tampa Police Department.
How long have you been working with the Tampa Police Department?
I started in 2002, so about 23 years.
What is your current position with the Tampa Police Department?
Currently, I'm in the Professional Standards Bureau Internal Affairs Unit.
All right.
I've been there for about 3 years.
For about 3 years?
Yes, sir.
Prior to that, where were you working?
I was working for the Homicide Division.
All right. Back in 2021, specifically in August of 2021, what position did you have with Tampa Police Department?
I was a homicide detective.
All right. And how long had you been a homicide detective at that point?
At that point, I started in 2018, so probably about 3 years. At that point, I was a homicide detective.
All right. Prior to becoming a homicide detective, what other positions did you hold at Tampa Police Department?
Worked in patrol. I also worked in plainclothes assignment. Was promoted to detective back in 2011. Worked at district level detective, doing various investigations, property crimes, thefts, batteries.
All right. Now, were you working on August 22nd of 2021?
Yes, I was.
All right. And as a homicide detective, are you routinely on call for any potential call-outs for homicides?
Yes.
All right.
Very common.
Specifically on August 22nd of 2021, did you receive a call regarding a homicide?
I did. I received a call from Corporal Neitlinger.
Do you recall about what time you received the call?
I want to say it was maybe around like 9 or 9:30 or so.
Okay. When you received the call, what did you do?
I ended up leaving and responding out to St. Joseph Hospital.
All right. Now, when you received the call as a homicide detective with the Tampa Police Department, are you all given specific roles as a detective?
Yes, I was, for this particular case, I was assigned as the lead detective.
Okay. Now, that's kind of like random or sort of on a rotating basis. So if you're a lead on this case, you probably won't be a lead for a while until, your time.
Overruled.
Until your time comes up again down the road?
Correct.
Okay, so it's random. So it's not assigned by any particular reasoning. It's just sort of when your time
No,
is
it's
coming up.
just a rotation.
All right. As a lead detective, what are your duties in the case, if you can explain that to the jury?
As a lead detective, you basically try to investigate, what you can find out about the case. You oversee the entire investigation. You kind of delegate assignments to other detectives. You work with, another detective, which would be your second, and you just try to interview, follow up. You're in close communication with the state attorney's office throughout the case, write search warrants, things like that.
Okay. So you indicated that the first thing you did was go to the hospital. What hospital did you go to?
St. Joseph Hospital.
All right. And when you arrived there, were there other detectives and police there, or were you the first one there?
No, I believe Detective Barnett, which was my second in the case, was there before me, and I believe Detective Sackrider was also there.
Now, you went to the hospital before you went to the scene in this case?
Correct. Yeah, I know that on this case, Detective Alverson and Detective Hill were assigned as the scene detectives. So they were kind of overseeing the collection, documentation of what was on scene there. So they were handling that, and I was told that the decedent was at St. Joseph Hospital along with mother. That was what was relayed to me on the phone.
Okay. So what did you see when you arrived at the hospital?
When I arrived at the hospital, I mean, it was, there were several family members there. There was, Mary Harrison was there. I noticed that several family members had shirts on, kind of a remembrance, I think, that they had for their father.
May we approach? You were indicating that some of the family members had T-shirts on. Explain that, please.
Yeah, they had some T-shirts on. I believe what was the name of Brown? It was a kind of a remembrance or something, and several of the family members said that they were there. So.
Sustained.
Without telling what they said, so they had shirts on, they were all kind of coordinating in remembrance of someone?
Correct.
But with the last name of Brown is what your recollection is?
Correct.
All right. What did you do when you got there? Did you interview anybody?
Yes, I spoke with Ms. Harrison.
Okay. And was she able to speak with you and tell you about, without telling me what she said, was she able to speak with you and tell you what happened in the course of the evening?
Yes.
All right. What did you do after speaking with Ms. Harrison?
After speaking with Ms. Harrison, I went to, I believe, one of the trauma bays and saw Suni Bell.
All right. And I'm assuming, obviously, by that she'd already been deceased, especially since you were called out. Right?
Yes.
All right. So the purpose of that is to go and observe her injuries, I'm assuming?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And crime scene, Caldera was, I believe it was Caldera was also there with me and Detective Barnett.
All right. And you all took pictures while you were there?
Correct.
Okay. After going to the hospital and speaking with Mary and seeing the victim in this case, what did you do next?
I received information that Willie Brown was at Advent Health Hospital, which is off of Fletcher Avenue. So Detective Barnett and I then proceeded to go over there and speak with him.
All right. And so you left St. Joseph's and then went to Advent Hospital. Were you able to meet Mr. Brown there?
Yes, I was able to meet with him.
And again, without telling us what he said, were you able to speak with him and get an interview from him?
Yes,
All right.
I was.
After taking a statement from Mr. Brown, what did you do at that point?
At that point, Detective Barnett and I then returned to, well, actually, we went to the scene for the first time. We hadn't been there yet. So we went to the scene to kind of see what was going on, and we kind of spoke with Sergeant Liphold, which is my sergeant of the homicide division. Detective Neitlinger was out there, Detective Hill, Detective Alverson, and I think some crime scene techs were already out there. Just kind of get a lay of the land, kind of what we had, and just so I can kind of observe the scene.
Okay. Now, you've mentioned Detective Barnett a couple of times going with you. Was he assigned any position in this case?
Yeah, he was assigned as my second. So basically on all homicides, you have a lead detective and then you have a second. So he was my second kind of assistant. You want to pick up when you do interviews and talk to people.
So much of the same stuff you did, he did alongside you. Is that accurate?
Correct.
And is that common in cases for a lead to have an assist?
Yes, and pretty much in every homicide that I ever worked, we had a lead and an assist.
Right. Now, you go out to the scene. The jury's already seen a lot of it, but describe to the jury what you saw when you went out there.
When I went out there, I noticed that there were several fired casings pretty much extending from like 45th Street to like 42nd Street. It was a pretty large 3-block area on Hillsborough Avenue, predominantly the westbound lanes. And then I observed a vehicle that had struck a pole just a little bit west of 43rd Street.
Did you at some point learn of a video from a neighbor on 45th Street?
Yes, I did.
Did you ever go observe that video?
I did, yes, and I spoke with the homeowner. I think his last name was Culberly, or don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it was. And he provided me, he had on his laptop, he showed me the video, and then he provided me with a thumb drive.
Right. So after making your observations of the scene and obtaining that video from Mr. Coberly, what did you do at that point in your investigation?
I don't quite recall exactly what I did that night. I know we were still trying to collect a video. I'm not sure if we ended for that evening and then resumed the following day.
All right. So, but your next task, I guess you were saying, was just to kind of go around and see if you could collect videos?
Correct.
All right. And were you doing that task on your own or were other people assisting?
No, everybody was assisting.
Okay. And what area were you looking for video in this particular case?
Predominantly around the Hillsborough Avenue, the areas where we had the casings for the most part, but then you kind of just expand the search as much as you can on Hillsborough Avenue.
I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 41B for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
That would be maybe like a satellite Google view of Hillsborough Avenue encompassing kind of 47th Street all the way to 42nd Street.
Right. And does it fairly and accurately depict the area that you were searching for videos in?
Yes, yes, it does.
Judge Booth, that states 41 be admitted into evidence.
The objection?
No objection. That's an objection,
Right, 41B will be admitted.
Were you able to find video that you found to be relevant in this case?
Yes, I was.
All right. What video did you obtain what was the first video you obtained?
The first video I obtained would have been from Mr. Colberly.
Right.
But following day, I know I went to several spots. I know I went to Lorenzo's garage. I know I obtained some additional video from the Chevron gas station. I know I got video from Empire Pawn, East Tampa, I'm sorry, not Empire, East Tampa Pawn and Gun. I know I got video from Bay City Cabinets. I got video from DeLand Trucking.
All right, so Detective, you mentioned Lorenzo's garage. I believe that was the first one you mentioned that you obtained, other than Mr. Coberly's video. If you could, and I believe there's a stick up there on the counter.
Correct.
Beside
there we go.
you, yeah.
Yes.
If you could point to Lorenzo's garage where you obtained the first video.
Sure. It's right here on the north side of the road, Lorenzo's garage.
All right, and where was the video facing that you obtained?
It was facing kind of out toward Hillsborough Avenue. It was facing south, and it kind of covered 45th Street as well, which is right here.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
When you obtained that video, were you able to ascertain from the video the accuracy of the time on the video?
Yes, I was. That video was actually 9 minutes fast than the actual time.
All right, Detective. Detective, I'm going to show you what's previously been introduced. And this one's going to be we're going to play it at a little slower speed. I'm going to ask you about it. So this has been previously introduced as State's Exhibit number 16.
Yes, that's the video from Lorenzo's garage.
Now, Detective, did you, when you were observing that video, did you observe anything on that video that drew your attention?
Yes, I did.
And what was that, sir?
I observed first from this vehicle stopping and then analyzing it further. I could see that the vehicle that was in the middle lane, kind of 3 distinct muzzle flashes coming from that vehicle.
All right. I'm going to show you what's marked as State's Exhibits 53A, B, C, and D, and ask you if you can take a look through those.
Yes, I see it.
Are those in fact still shots from that video that you obtained, the Lorenzo's garage video?
Yes, it is.
All right. Do they fairly and accurately depict the same video that's behind you?
Yes, I think you're missing one muzzle flash, but yes.
But as a whole, they depict it?
Yes.
All right, Judge, at this time, we'll move to have State's Exhibits 53A, B, C, and D admitted into evidence.
Can I see those images?
Detective, these are still shots from that video. I'm going to direct you to 53D. Oh, let me switch it over here.
Was any the objections?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's 53, A, B, and C?
A, B, C, D.
A, B, C, D. Will be admitted.
With 53D, do you see, Detective, if you can point with your stick up there, what it is you saw that you believed in your opinion was a muzzle flash? Okay, and that is from the first vehicle that passes by the victim's vehicle, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, by this time, you clearly had seen the victim's vehicle, correct?
Yes, I did.
And you had spoken with both Ms. Harrison and Mr. Brown about what had happened on that day?
Yes, I did.
All right. And going back to the Lorenzo's video, I'm going to go ahead and continue playing it after this. And in that video, there's an individual who gets out of the car and starts running. Were you able to identify who that individual was?
Yes.
And who was that?
Willie Brown.
All right. And, all right. Now, based on this, did you go and obtain video from the Chevron?
Yes, I did.
All right. And again, this was after speaking with Mr. Brown and Ms. Harrison about the events of the day?
Correct.
And were you aware at that point in time that they had been in that area searching for something?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And is that kind of what drew your attention further down towards that Chevron?
Correct, yes.
All right. Did you obtain some video from the Chevron?
I did obtain some video from Chevron, and I know Detective Neidlinger had obtained some as well.
Okay. So Detective Neidlinger had also obtained some, but you went and obtained more video. Did you obtain more video from the interior of the store?
Correct.
All right. And when you obtained that video, before I get to that, I forgot, you also obtained another video. You obtained video from the East Tampa Pawn and Gun, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm going to put this back up here. The East Tampa Pawn and Gun, if you could please orient the jury, where is that again?
Sure. East Tampa Pawn and Gun is on the south side of the road here, and the Chevron gas station is right there.
All right. And where is the camera that you obtained from East Tampa Pawn, the video that you obtained, where is that camera positioned and where is it pointing?
It's positioned on the east side of East Tampa Pawn and Gun, and it faces out, covering the parking lot, the most western parking lot of Chevron, and it also covers some of Gibbons Avenue.
Okay, thank you. And you obtained that video, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Were you able to determine if the video of that from East Tampa Pawn and Gun was accurate, the time?
The time on that one was 1 minute and 10 seconds fast.
Okay. And going back to the Chevron, were you also able to determine whether or not there was any time discrepancy from the actual time on the Chevron video?
Yes, that one was determined to be 1 minute and 30 seconds slower than the actual time.
All right. Now, we talked about Lorenzo's garage. You obtained that video. We talked about the Chevron video. We're going to get into that in a little bit more when we start to talk about the identification of the individuals. We talked about the East Tampa Pawn and Gun, and again, we're going to get into that one a little more as well. There was also another video you collected that's on this map. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And what would that be?
That would have been the Bay City Cabinets,
Right.
which was located right here and just a little bit further west on the south side of the road.
All right. And the Bay City Cabinets, where was that camera facing?
Well, it had multiple cameras covering several areas, but the one that covers Hillsborough Avenue faces north. It kind of covers both sides of Hillsborough Avenue.
All right. And when you obtained that video, were you able to determine if the time was accurate on that video?
The time on that one was 5 minutes and 27 seconds slow.
And Detective, when you all make these determinations regarding the time, you're using, what are you using to determine what is the problem?
I was using a World Clock Live feature, which we sync up, we look at it, and then my second, Scott, was there. We look at it and make sure the times match. So we pause it,
And that's kind of what you all are all trained to do when you go to these locations, is to verify the timing based on...
Yeah, verify the timing, correct. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 46. Ask you to take a look at that. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And that is just a summary exhibit, correct, with the videos that you obtained and the difference between the actual time and the correct time? Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Judge Mudas states Exhibit 46 admitted into evidence.
Any objections?
Well, I mean, I'm not actually, yeah. I'm not sure on the 2 minute parts, I'm not sure, but yeah, okay, good.
Well, that was, Detective, I realized that some of these you didn't obtain, and we had some testimony regarding the 2 minutes, so that's why that's listed as that.
Okay.
46 will be admitted.
And so that summary exhibit does in fact contain the times that are listed on the actual videos you obtained versus the actual time, the difference in time. Would that be right?
Yes.
All right. Now, the Bay City Cabinets video that you observed, we're going to go ahead and play that as well. Let me switch up here. Yeah. You ready? Detective, we pause this now at the 2059, 36, and 53.6, 536 EDT. Do you see in that video the victim's vehicle?
Yes.
And where is it, if you could use that pointer and show the jury? Right, and so for the record, you're pointing towards the top right corner. There's two vehicles out on the road, and there's the one in the front is the one you're pointing to. That's the victim's vehicle in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And behind it, there's another vehicle. Would that be accurate?
Yes. It's another vehicle.
All right. And do you know, there's already been testimony today that there were 3 other vehicles involved. Do you know which vehicle that is that's coming up behind it at that time?
I'd have to let it play through a little bit more.
Okay. You want to let it play?
I'd have to look, I believe it's vehicle number 3. Sorry.
Number 3 or number, okay, right there?
I'd have to look through the whole video and see.
Okay. Okay, we're now playing a different angle from Bay City. Again, this is a video you obtained?
Yes.
Bay City Cabinets?
Yes, this is a video I looked at more because the other camera view, the trucks are kind of blocking the view.
I understand. That's why we switched it. We'll stop right there. Detective, we've paused it at the 2059-35-873. What are we looking at there?
This is the victim's vehicle.
Okay. And what do we see in this? We've stopped it at 2059-38-473. What do we see here?
This would be the third vehicle, the Chrysler.
The Chrysler?
Okay.
Okay. Detective, you also, going back to the beginning where this all started, the Chevron, you obtained video from there, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in that video, do you see when these 3 vehicles that have been identified in these other videos, do you see when they leave that Chevron?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And have you been able, Detective, to see, based on the timing of when they leave that Chevron to when the shooting starts at Lorenzo's, do you know exactly how long it was from the minute they pulled out of that Chevron to the minute the shooting starts at Lorenzo's garage?
Yes.
How long was it?
From the first vehicle exiting, it was 49 seconds.
Okay. So 49 seconds from the first vehicle leaving the Chevron to the minute the shooting starts by Lorenzo's garage is 49 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how long it was until the second shooting, or to the crash, excuse me, to the crash of the vehicle?
To the crash, I believe it was,
Stand by.
Your Honor, that's pretty reliable video as pertains to the timeframe as the shooting.
I think his testifying to the timeline is fine. I'll allow it. I'll overrule the objection.
Thank you, Judge. So Detective, from the time the first car leaves the Chevron to when the victim's vehicle crashes, how much time elapses in that period?
that exact time, I mean, I know the crash was at 9:05:07. I'd have to look at it a little bit further, but, you know, it's kind of, I don't know exactly.
So you don't know the exact time, you just know the time when the shooting started?
The time of the shooting started, I know when the first series of gunshots ended, and then I could tell you when the, third vehicle pulls out as well, and then the second volley of shots.
Okay, so when the third vehicle pulls out and there's that second volley of shots, how much time elapses between that period?
That one was 56 seconds from when it exits the Chevron gas station.
Okay.
So,
Now, in that Chevron video, the first vehicle that leaves, it's eventually viewed coming back. Would that be accurate?
correct,
All right.
yeah. From when the gunshots end, based off the Power Electric video, you can hear audio. In that video, when that vehicle leaves, the first gunshot ends at 9:04:41. It's about 10 gunshots. Then that vehicle, after a minute and 10 seconds, that same vehicle, the first vehicle, returns to the Chevron gas station via a different route. You can see it coming from 43rd Street and following along through Bay City Cabinet Video, and ultimately coming back out on 47th Street, coming in the other side. And from the time that that vehicle leaves,
I'll sustain the objection.
All right, so just answer, so from the time the vehicle leaves to the time it returns, how much time elapses?
it's a minute and 59 seconds.
All right, so Detective, I'm going to move you backwards, I guess, if you will, putting up State's Exhibit 41. We're going to go to the Chevron. Based on the information you were gathering, did you attempt to determine the identities of the individuals who were in those vehicles that left that Chevron?
Yes, we did.
All right. And was that based on all the investigation that you had gathered at that point, as well as what you'd heard from Mr. Brown and so forth?
Yes, it was.
All right. And so you went and did you obtain video for almost the entire day from that Chevron?
Yeah, it was a few hours when it was daytime, and then, yes, probably about 3 hours worth of video.
All right. And next to the Chevron, you've already described that East Tampa Pawn and Gun. Did the individuals who you observed in that Chevron, were you able to observe them also from that video from East Tampa Pawn and Gun?
Yes, clearly.
Okay. What were these individuals? Were they just kind of hanging out there throughout the day?
Yeah, predominantly they were hanging out, kind of going in and out of the store at various times. Yeah, hanging out, maybe throwing dice, gambling, drinking.
Yes?
Detective, about how long did you see them hanging out there?
A few hours, at least.
In these videos, did you eventually see when the vehicles leave?
Yes, I did.
All right. And did you go back in time in those videos to determine and see who it was that entered into those vehicles?
Yes, I did.
And through your investigation, were you able to identify the individuals who entered into the first vehicle and into the third vehicle?
Yes, I was.
Detective, I'm going to show you. You show you first Detective States 7A through E. And ask if you can take a look through those. Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
And what are they?
These are photos of the subjects sitting over here when they were taken into custody.
So this is when they were booked in this particular case, correct?
Yes, it was.
All right. So 7A Who is this individual?
That is Zvante Sampson.
All right. And 7B
That is Andrew Thompson.
and 7C,
Jaylin Bedward.
7D,
James Denson.
and 7E.
Quandarious Hammond.
Detective, I'm also going to show you now I'm going to show you 51A1 through 51A9. And ask you to take a look at those.
Mr. Terry, are you admitting 7A through E?
Oh, yes, I thought we were already admitted.
No. Any objections? It was on the affidavit, but I didn't have it checked off, just to make sure. Any objections to state 7A through E being
7A
admitted?
through E.
All right, it'll be admitted if it hadn't been previously admitted.
Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
What do 51A1 through A9 depict?
Depicted all the 5 subjects that I just identified as being inside the store, the Chevron gas station store.
And do these pictures fairly and accurately depict the videos you use in making your identifications?
Yes.
All right, Judge, at this time, I would move to have States Exhibits 51A1 through 51A9 admitted with A10 and A13, which have been previously admitted.
Any objections? Hearing no objections, they'll be admitted.
Please.
A1 through A9.
Yes, 51A1 through A9.
Thank you.
All right, in 51A1, who are we looking at in this particular photo?
That is Andrew Thompson.
In 51A2, there's 2 individuals. Who are we looking at here?
Andrew Thompson is on the left there.
51A3. Sorry.
That's James Denson.
Okay, and there's 2 pictures of them. They just happen to be put together.
They're both James Denson.
Okay. And 51A5.
That is also James Denson.
A9, who's this?
That is Jaylin Bedward.
And 51A8,
That is Zvante Sampson.
and also 51A7.
Same Zvante Sampson.
And those clothes that they're wearing, are those the clothes they were wearing on the date in question?
Yes, that's the clothing that they're wearing.
And these were still shots from videos that were taken on the day of this incident?
Yes, it is.
All right, Detective, I'm going to go through now with your identification of each individual one by one, okay? And we're going to discuss each one separately and how you were able to make that identification and what you learned from that, okay?
Okay. I don't believe I viewed one photo there, but I think we're missing Quandarious Hammond.
Quandarious Hammond, we previously did that with
Okay.
Mr. Macedo.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So, Detective, this is, in fact, the photo we just introduced, the booking photo of Zvante Sampson. Would that be right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Based on, okay, this, yeah, go ahead and play it, yeah. Is this video you obtained of Zvante Sampson within the Chevron?
Yes, it is.
Detective, when you made a possible identification of this individual as Zvante Sampson. Did you eventually meet with Mr. Sampson?
Yes, I did.
Did you show Mr. Sampson this video?
Yes, I did show him this video, and he identified himself in that video.
Okay. All right, good. Now, Detective, you also obtained video from the East Tampa Pond. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And those videos show those same individuals that were inside. Does it show them outside as well?
Yes, it does.
All right. On this video, we have circled here, is that in fact the individual who we just saw in the store as Zvante Sampson?
Yes.
Okay.
I showed him this video, too.
And you showed him this video, and he identified himself in this video as well?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, Detective, you don't need to comment on this. I'm just showing you this is a slowed down video that's going to follow Zvante Sampson just prior to leaving.
Is there a timestamp on it?
We don't have it on here. All right, Detective, the person who got into that vehicle in the driver's seat and drove away, who was that individual?
Zvante Sampson.
And did he positively identify himself as being the driver of that vehicle?
Yes, he did.
And he did, in fact, did he tell you that he, in fact, drove that car out of there that day?
Yes, he did.
And did he ever tell you that he drove back to the scene?
He said that he went back to the scene at some point when police officers were already there, the lights were on, but he didn't go all the way in there.
And when he indicated that he pulled out of that Chevron, did he ever indicate that he did the U-turn and went back the other way?
No.
Right. Okay, Detective, I'm going to show you more from this East Tampa Pond video. Detective, is this the same vehicle that was seen driving out earlier?
Yes, it is.
The one that Zvante Sampson was driving?
Yes, it is.
And this is the one that came back approximately 2 minutes after driving out?
A minute and 59 seconds, yes.
Okay. Detective, this vehicle that's pulling up, is that the same vehicle that just pulled out of that Chevron after dropping off that man?
Yes, it is.
Again, the car driven by Zvante Sampson.
Correct.
Thank you. Now, Detective, before we get on to Quandarious Hammond, when you were speaking with Mr. Sampson, were you able to obtain a phone belonging to Mr. Sampson?
Yes.
And what was his phone number, if you recall?
It started with 813, and it was 461-9827.
1927, okay. And what did you do with that phone?
Collected it and then wrote a search warrant on it.
All right. And did you also obtain call detail records for that phone?
I did prior to that.
All right. And did those call detail records reveal anything of any evidentiary nature?
Yeah, it showed that he had communication with Quandarious Hammond, and he also had communication with James Denson probably about 50 minutes after the homicide. It looked like there was about eight messages between them in like I want to say maybe like a 9-hour time period.
Okay. Did you later turn over, do you have anyone at your office who works on cell towers and identification and that sort of stuff, technology?
Yes. Cell towers would be my former Sergeant Van Heist.
And do you have to obtain a search warrant for that information?
Yes, I did.
And did you obtain a search warrant for that information in this case?
Yes, I did.
And did you provide the contents of that search warrant to Sergeant Van Heist?
Yes, I did.
All right. And in fact, did you do that for all the phones of all the individuals that are involved in this case?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Quandarious Hammond is now up there. So based on possible identification of Quandarious Hammond, did you go interview Mr. Hammond?
I did.
All right. And was that prior to his being taken into custody, if you recall?
I believe I spoke to him on September 2nd.
Okay. When you interviewed him, did you have this Chevron video that you have shown earlier?
Yes, I did.
All right, and did you show him that video?
Yes, I did.
And did he identify himself in that video?
Yes, he did.
Can you play the video for me? Was that, Detective, before we go on, was that individual Quandarious Hammond that we just saw in that video?
Yes.
And did he identify himself as Quandarious Hammond when you showed him that?
Yes, he did.
Again, these videos are from the same day, correct?
Correct, yes.
This video, it looks like he's removed the shirt that he had on over that. Would that be accurate?
Correct, yeah, the first video was was a different time, a little bit after this.
And again, Detective, did you show him that video?
Yes, I did.
And he identified himself in that video?
Yes.
All right. Detective, did you also show him video from from the East Tampa Pond?
Yes.
Okay, and did he identify himself in the East Tampa Pond video?
Yes.
Okay. Detective, do you see Quandarious Hammond in this particular video?
Yes, I do.
Can you point to him and identify him for the jury? All right, and for the record, he's identifying the individual on the far bottom left of this video. All right, Detective, you can sit down. So in this video, we, again, are going to focus on basically him and his movements in this. Detective, we had to switch to another camera. Do you see him there at this, in this particular time?
Yes, I
Can you
do.
point him to the jury, please? All right, thank you, sir. Detective, at this point in time, I don't see him, but is he still in the same location where he crouched down a little while ago?
Yes. Yes, he just, yeah.
Detective, was that Mr. Hammond who was getting into the passenger seat of the car driven by Zvante Sampson?
Yes, it was.
Did anyone else get in that car other than Zvante Sampson and Quandarious Hammond?
No, sir.
Detective, on these videos, do you have the ability to zoom in?
Yes.
Okay.
Zoom in.
So Detective, at this point, I'm going to show you from that East Tampa Pond video, a zoomed-in version where he's down by that fence. Let me replay that. I'm asking. Detective, I'm going to ask you when you look at this one to look at his hands.
Okay.
Detective, when he stands up and comes out from, there's a silhouette of him by that fence, do you see anything that
I'm sorry. It's okay.
There it is. 2 minutes of time. Can we continue? There it is. Okay, zoom in. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Are we all set?
Yes.
Defense ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
Mr. Gonzalez, you ready? Yes, I take it you're able to follow the court's instructions, no issues? Very good. You may continue, Counselor.
Thank you. Detective, we have paused and zoomed in on a particular part of that video that you were just showing. Who is that that's circled in that video?
Quandarious Hammond.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, Detective, we're playing the next video involving Quandarious Hammond, we believe. Yeah. Can you pause it? Okay. Now, Detective, we paused the video here. Is that the car that left earlier that was driven by Zvante Sampson?
Yes, it was.
And you determined that this is approximately 2 minutes later that it is returning to that Chevron?
1 minute, 59 seconds.
1 minute, 59 seconds. Okay, thank you. Okay, Detective, now, you interviewed Mr. Hammond, correct?
Yes, I did.
And he in fact identified himself in these videos?
Correct.
Overruled?
And was this interview recorded so both the state and defense could listen to it at another later time?
Yes.
All right. And had he been read Miranda?
Yes.
And did he admit that it was him that got into that passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. And what did he tell you? Did he tell you that he went around and did the U-turn, or what did he say he did?
He said that he got in the passenger seat, left the parking lot, proceeded to go a couple blocks east, and then exited the vehicle and proceeded to go back to the store where his girlfriend picked him up.
And Detective, obviously the second half of that video that shows him returning, that's clearly was inaccurate, is that right?
Correct.
Did you obtain the phone of Quandarious Hammond when he was arrested?
Yes.
Right. And what was his phone number?
It was 813-953-6476.
And did you obtain the call detail records to the phone belonging to Quandarious Hammond?
Yes, I did.
And did you note anything of any evidentiary value in the call detail records?
I noted the phone was, I believe the billing address was, information was with his name. And I noticed that there was some phone communications within 24 hours between him and Zvante Sampson. And then there was also communication between him and James Denson.
And did you do a search warrant for the phone?
I did, yes.
And in a search warrant, what are you trying to obtain from the phone?
Just trying to obtain any information that you might be able to locate, text messages, photos. You can get, sometimes you may be able to get steps or different stuff activity-wise. They all had iPhones. So
and is there an individual in your agency who does those technical downloads of the phones?
yes, the technical downloads would be part of our ICAC unit, which is Detective Ben Boers.
Ben Boers?
Yeah, don't quote me how to say it, but I think it's B-O-H-R-S. Boers is his last name.
Okay. And he's who does the downloads of the phones when there's been a search warrant?
Correct. I think there's a couple of them that do it, but yes.
And did you also, on Mr. Hammond's phone, obtain a search warrant for cell site records?
Yes, I did.
All
And
right.
I provided that to Sergeant Van Heist.
Okay. All right, Detective. Andrew Thompson, is that in fact Andrew Thompson, the picture we see up there?
Yes, that is Andrew Thompson.
All right. And when Andrew Thompson was developed as a possible suspect in this case, did you locate and speak with Andrew Thompson?
Yes, I did.
And did you show him the video from the interior of the store?
Yes, I did.
And did Mr. Thompson in fact identify himself in that video?
Yes, he did.
Detective, where is Andrew Thompson in this video, if you could point him out?
He's right here.
The white T-shirt with the kind of plaid shorts?
Plaid checkered shorts. yeah.
Yes, plaid checkered shorts, yes. And again, Detective, this is a video, it's dated 8/22/2021, approximately 7:02:36 p.m. From the Chevron, and this is the video that he in fact identified himself. Is that
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes.
It is? Okay, yes, okay. Yeah. All right, Detective, we, again, this is a video from East Tampa Pond, and again, this is a slowed down, focused on Andrew Thompson video.
Okay.
You can point him out to the jury. Okay, thank you. Detective, has he changed his appearance at any point at this point?
Yes, he has.
What has he done?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. The best evidence is the video.
I'll sustain the objection.
Detective, Mr. Thompson is standing next to a vehicle. Were you able to identify whose vehicle that is?
Yes, it's a Chrysler 300 belonging to Jaylin Bedward.
Okay, and that belongs to Jaylin Bedward. That was the third vehicle in the three
Yes.
vehicles that left the store?
Yes, it was.
Okay, Detective, we moved on to the individual pictured above. Who is that?
That was James Denson.
Okay.
That is James Denson.
That's the booking photo that we just previously introduced?
Yes. Yes.
Detective, where is James Denson in this video? And did he, in fact, did you meet with him and talk to him?
Yes, I did.
And did he, in fact, identify himself in this video as being James Denson?
Yes, he did.
Now, Detective, aside from this interior video, did you show James Denson video from the exterior, from the East Tampa Pond?
Yes, I did.
And did he identify himself in the East Tampa Pond videos?
Yes, he did.
Yes. Detective, I'm going to go, do you see James Denson in this video?
Yes, I did.
Can you point him out, please? Okay, thank you. Now, Detective, he runs off camera there. Is he picked up also on the Chevron video?
Yes, he is.
Okay, and in fact, we've switched over to the Chevron video. Is that the circled area, is that in fact James Denson?
Yes, it is.
And did he also identify himself in this video as that being him?
Yes, he did.
And which car is he running to, Detective?
I can't tell if he's running, I know he's running to, he told me he's running to his vehicle at one point, but then he runs back to the Chrysler 300.
And the Chrysler 300 is the car that's driven by Jaylin Bedward, is that right?
Correct.
All right. And Detective, this is Jaylin, this Jaylin Bedward's vehicle about to leave the third vehicle?
Yes, it is.
And do you see James Denson in this still?
Yes, I do.
Record reflect he's pointing towards the right side of the video screen. Detective, did he admit that it was him who got into that rear passenger seat of the Chrysler 300?
Yes, he did.
Detective, were you
He
able
also told me
to?
some other things.
Okay. So did you interview Mr. Denson?
I did.
Okay, and this was after Miranda?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and he identified himself, is that accurate?
Yes, he did.
All right. Did there come a time where he gave you some information regarding a firearm?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and what did he tell you about that firearm?
He told me he owns a firearm and he pawned it. It was a Taurus, he said, and he pawned it at East Tampa Pawn, and from this video right here, the same pawn shop that you've seen the video at.
All right, and did he indicate to you that he ever let anyone borrow that gun or use that gun?
No.
Okay, did he say that that gun was his gun and his alone?
Yes, he did.
All right, and he indicated to you that he had in fact pawned it?
Yes, he did.
Oh, what did you do with that information, Detective?
After I spoke with him, Detective Barnett and I responded over to the East pawn shop there, and we obtained the firearm. We also got the pawn transaction slip as well, which if somebody pawns a gun, they'll sign it, and they'll put their thumbprint on there as well.
Detective, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 31A and B. Now you open that up and take a look inside and see if you recognize it. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
That's a Taurus 9mm firearm.
And is that in fact the firearm you recovered from the East Tampa pawn shop?
It is, yes.
And does it appear to be in the same or similar conditions when you obtained it on that day?
Yes, it does.
And there's also some other stuff inside the waist that expires.
I have to open it up, but it says flashlight, 14 cartridges, or 14 rounds.
Set that aside for right now.
Okay,
So the gun, though, does appear to be in the same or substantially the same condition as when you obtained it on that day.
correct.
We've got State's Exhibit 31A admitted into evidence.
Any objections? No objection. It'll be admitted. It's 31A.
Does not publish?
Granted.
Detective, what did you do with the gun after you obtained it from the pawn shop?
After he obtained it from the pawn shop, Detective Barnett took it over to FDLE, so it could be compared to rounds, test fired, and compare those rounds to the ones that are on scene there. And ultimately, it was...
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Ultimately, it was found that two of the rounds that were on scene were matching that same firearm as being fired from that firearm.
All right, and that was done at Florida Department of Law Enforcement?
Correct.
All right, and what is Florida Department of Law Enforcement, if you can just explain to the jury?
It's FDLE is what we call it, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They, state agency. They basically, they're kind of a forensic unit. We take a lot of forensics over there. They analyze it and do things for us. But they're their own separate law enforcement entity, but they're part of the state.
At the time that you arrested Mr. Denson, were you also able to obtain his phone?
Yes, I was.
And what was his phone number?
His phone number was area code 813-408-2912.
And again, as with the other individuals, did you obtain his call detail records?
I did.
And did they have anything of any evidentiary value?
He actually, Mr. Denson, had communicated with everybody at some point after the homicide. He had communicated with Mr. Hammond approximately 2 hours after the homicide. And he also had, like I stated before, he had several communications with Zvante Sampson, the first being approximately 50 minutes after the homicide. He also had communication with Andrew Thompson, which was about 2 hours after the homicide.
All right. And did you also do a search warrant for cell site information regarding the phone belonging to James Denson?
Yes, I did.
All right. And again, whatever information was obtained from that search warrant, you provided to Sergeant Van Heisen in order to an evaluation?
Correct.
All right. I believe we have one more. Just maybe a stopping point.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good time to stop for the night. We're going to recess until tomorrow morning. Just meet at 8:30 wherever the deputy has you go. Thank you.
All rise for the jury.